Joni Morris from the Midlands Astronomy Club. Now, you need to help me here, okay? But we've a comet. Comet 45p. Honda, that bit's easy to pronounce. So, a Honda 50 up there.
Correct.
Okay. There is a Honda 50 up there.
There's not.
No, okay. Honda M-R-K-O-S. There's a vowel missing. How are you supposed to pronounce that? M-R-K... Marcos?
Marcos, yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that's good. Okay, 2 out of 3.
Right. Now, the next one is the tough bit. P-A-J-G-U-S. And there's a funny little thing over the S. It's not a fodder, as we say here. Then there's A with a fodder, acute, or whatever the hell you call it. K-O-V-A. P-A-J-D-U-S. I don't know. What is it?
Pajusakova.
You show off.
It's Russian.
It's Russian.
It's Russian. It's Ruski talk.
So there was a Japanese guy, a Russian. Who's Marcos?
I think he was Greek.
Okay.
Yeah, from the Greek peninsula area of the Mediterranean.
Can we just call it Comet 45p?
You can. Or Comet 45p HMP.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Why is it so significant today?
Today it is going to, well, we're hours away, really. Tomorrow afternoon it'll make its closest approach to Earth. It made its closest approach to the Sun on New Year's Eve. That's why it's been dubbed the New Year Comet. But it's been going around every 5.25 years since its discovery in 1948, so there's nothing new about it. However, because of its closest approach tomorrow to Earth, at only 12.3 million kilometres.
A mere
12.3 million kilometres. That's why it kind of was gripping the news headlines. Now, it's been doing this every 5.25 years anyway. But coupled with its coincidental appearance with tonight's Penumbral Lunar Eclipse, and the fact that there's 4 planets on view in the sky at the same time, is why there's a jolly weekend, astronomically speaking.
Now, for those of us who didn't really pay attention in class or who later got girlfriends, would you tell us what a penumbral eclipse is?
Oh, yes, I know. This is kind of a nerd's quest, all right. Penumbral eclipse, lunar eclipse, is when the moon will actually pass through Earth's partial shadow. If you can imagine the sun, Earth, and the moon all in a straight line. Now, if you are looking from the moon's viewpoint at the back of the Earth towards the sun, when you've got half the sun visible, you're half in shadow, half in light. That's the penumbral phase of the shadow. The umbra is when you've got total darkness. The moon is not going to be touching the umbra part, it's just the penumbra part. So visually speaking, the moon may not really appear to darken all that much compared to its full moon, which tonight is a full moon as well. You can only have an eclipse at a full moon phase. So tonight, for people, if they have clear skies and they're fortunate enough, from around about 10:32 Irish time PM tonight, that is when the penumbra eclipse will begin. At about 1:45 a.m. tomorrow morning, that is when it'll be at its greatest insertion, if you like. Nearly 98% of the moon will be in the Earth's penumbral shadow. But you will see a little bit of the darkening at that time. And then it'll gradually come out back into full lit phase.
There's a third coincidence as well.
Yeah.
The so-called snow moon.
I think it's just a nickname for the moon in February. The same way, you got harvest moon, blood moon, blue moon, and all of these other moons. The snow moon is usually attributed to the full moon in February, typically because in our part of the world, we would get our greatest snowfall in February.
Apparently, it stems from the North American Indians. They gave it this name because of heavy snows in that part of the world. I don't know, Montana or whichever state it was that typically got a lot of snow. February was the worst month. February is when, seasonally and meteorologically, there's the least heat in this part of the world. I know the days are getting longer, but it takes the oceans that bit of time to cool down.
I mean, you can see, like, the last few days, we've had a good stretch in the evenings. It's starting to be seen at 6 o'clock, and you still have that twilight glow in the
Absolutely.
In the sky. But it's still
it's
very,
a cold
very
snap, yeah. It really feels it because we've become accustomed to much milder weather. So that takes care of the moon, and you'll observe that with the naked eye if you wish.
Yes.
You can get out a telescope or binoculars or whatever tickles your fancy, but the comet, you're not going to see that, I assume.
Not quite.
It's just your eyeball.
It's just below naked eye visibility. In terms of its brightness, it wouldn't be terribly bright. So when you're looking through, if you know exactly where to look tonight to catch the comet, and it's not until around about 2 a.m. that its position in the sky will rise up from the horizon in the east. Constellation of Hercules is where you got to look for. When you're looking for it through binoculars or a telescope, you will have to be patient because it's not going to stick out like a bright star or a nebula or a galaxy. It's got a low surface brightness, but it's because of its fuzzy nature. That's how you would recognize it as, there's the comet, there's the coma, the glow around the nucleus, that you're able to recognize it for what it is then.
This isn't one of these bad boys that every time he passes he gets that bit closer, is he?
No, although its other approach, the previous approach back in 2011, late 2011 was the last time it passed by, it was closer again. It was so close that the 305-metre dish at Arecibo on the island of Puerto Rico in the Caribbean was able to ping a radar signal off of it and get an accurate distance reading from that.
But it's a little further away now.
A little bit further away, yeah.
Apophis is the guy we're worried about.
That's the one we're worried about. In 2029, Asteroid Apophis will pass so close that it will be potentially visible in the daytime with instruments here on Earth. And it's after that pass that we'll find out exactly how much Earth's gravity will perturb its orbit, that the next time it passes in 2036, how close it will get again. Now, NASA is confident it is not going to be an Earth impact event, but it will become so close that even at night, we'll be able to see it with the naked eye.
Any hope of it burning up?
This is so large that it wouldn't burn up. It would be a semi-extinction level event should it.
Oh, lovely. So it's called Apophis for a reason then.
Yes, the Egyptian god of doom and gloom.
Oh, I was thinking of the guy on Stargate.
Him as well, yeah. Well, I mean, he takes his lead from the
that's true,
ancient Egyptian culture.
Either way, you don't want to invite him for dinner.
Definitely not.
Shawnee Morris, how can you get more information about the Midlands Astronomy Club?
Our website, midlandsastronomy.com. We've got a good interactive Facebook page as well. And very soon we'll have details of our Cosmos 2017 Star Party, which is on the end of March. And also my own page on Facebook.com/Shawnee Morris. I've got a few charts up there where you can find exactly where to get this comet in the small hours of Saturday morning.
Very good. Shawnee Morris, thank you very much indeed.